foldable phones have come a long way since the days of the original Galaxy Fold, but the sheer number of good foldables now available can make it tricky to know which one to go for. Samsung is still the biggest player in the foldable space, but brands like Oneplus, Motorola and Honor shouldn't be overlooked if you're after the very best hardware. So in this guide, we'll run you through our favorite foldable phones, detailing the pros and cons of each model to help you decide which one is right for you. So let's get started. Any conversation about the best foldable phones has to start with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Samsung's 7th generation book foldable is far and away the best model it's ever released, and it's probably the best all-round foldable money can buy. Starting with the screens, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is physically taller and wider than any Z Fold before it, offering a 6.5-inch cover screen and a huge 8-inch main display. That bigger screen is the star of the show, but on whichever foldable you choose, you'll probably end up using the cover screen more. So Samsung gives you a very usable 21:9 screen up front, which makes the Z Fold 7 look indistinguishable from your average flagship phone when viewed head-on. Underneath these beautiful displays, the Z Fold 7 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite 4 Galaxy chipset, which is the fastest chipset of any folding phone at the time of recording. You'll also get a choice of either 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, up to 1 terabyte of storage, and a full workday of battery life. So this phone can handle long gaming sessions and productivity tasks as well as anything else on the market. Plus, with Samsung DeX support, the Z Fold 7 genuinely can be used as a laptop replacement, with the phone screen doubling as a multi-function trackpad. Lastly, the Z Fold 7 boasts a class-leading set of cameras. Its 200 megapixel main camera features the same ultra-high resolution sensor as the S25 Ultra and the S25 Edge, and it's the best main shooter you'll find in any foldable. You also get pretty decent telephoto and ultra-wide lenses, though the Honor Magic V5 beats them both for resolution. The only real drawback of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 then is its price. This is the most expensive foldable phone on our list, and it costs more than pretty much any other phone you can buy right now. Do you get what you pay for? Yeah, probably. But you need to be sure that having 2 screens instead of 1 really is worth that much to you. Next up is Google's Pixel 10 Pro Fold, and while it doesn't compete with the Galaxy Z Fold 7 for power, style, or even battery life, it does offer some of the best software of any foldable phone. Google's take on Android is simple, intuitive, and genuinely useful, from the way it handles notifications to the way it screens phone calls to find out who's calling and why. The latest version of Android 16 also looks great on the 10 Pro Fold, with bubbly clocks and other widgets that change color to match your wallpaper, then get subtly darker as the sun goes down. The phone's camera app has loads of dual screen features, while Camera Coach will actively help you become a better photographer. So you'll enjoy snapping pictures using the Pixel 10 Pro Fold in its unfolded form. The only downside to most of this software is that it's available on the entire Pixel 10 line, so you don't need to invest in the 10 Pro Fold to get it. As for what makes the Pixel unique, there's only really its IP68 rating, which means its hinge and ports are protected against dust and sand. That's not something you'll find on other foldables right now, but it's probably not enough of a reason to buy the Pixel 10 Pro Fold over others. Google's Tensor G5 chipset is great at AI, but less brilliant at juggling multiple apps at once. And while the phone's camera software is excellent, the lenses themselves don't compete with what you'll find elsewhere. This is a phone with gorgeous displays and the best AI features around, but if you're not much of a software person, you're better off going for another model on this list. First things first, the Honor Magic V5 is currently only available in the UK and Europe, so if you're not watching from one of those regions, you can skip on to our next pick. In a nutshell, the Magic V5 is the biggest hardware rival to the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Not only is it one of the thinnest devices money can buy, but it's also impressively light at just 217 grams, and its rounded corners make it one of the more comfortable folds to hold. Honor's latest foldable also boasts some unique eye-friendly display technology to deliver 2 of the most impressive foldable screens yet. And its 5,820 mAh battery is also the biggest on this list, so you won't have to worry about running out of juice. On the back, you're getting a 50 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto with 3x zoom, with the last of that trio proving even better than the Z Fold 7 zoom camera. The Magic V5 also sports a similar but not the same Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset as Samsung's foldable, so the only real separator between the two is the software they run. Honor's Magic OS has improved a lot in recent years, and anyone familiar with iOS won't have too much trouble navigating this phone's apps and menus. We do, however, think Samsung's software is slicker overall, and we've already talked about why the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is the software king. So the Magic V5 is probably the best option for pure design fanatics who want a powerful foldable with great cameras. The Oneplus Open came out way back in 2023, but because of that, it can now be considered a great budget option alongside those pricier newer models. If you can find one at Oneplus or third-party retailers, the Open is still a great-looking, versatile foldable with an impressive camera system. Under the hood, it uses Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, which, yes, isn't as powerful as the 8 Elite. But with 16 gigabytes of RAM alongside it, you're still getting decent performance for gaming, streaming, and scrolling. As with all the other foldables on this list, the biggest selling point of the Oneplus Open is its displays, and despite their age, these 6.3-inch and 7.8-inch screens are still a joy to use, as is OnePlus's intuitive Oxygen OS software. On the back, you're getting a 48 megapixel wide lens, a 48 megapixel ultra wide lens, and a 64 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x zoom, none of which are a million miles away from the cameras on the Magic V5. As for downsides, that lower end chipset means you can't really use the Oneplus Open as a laptop replacement, and its battery life is fine, but far from the best around. Still, you can probably pick up one of these phones for half the price of a Z Fold 7 or a Pixel 10 Pro Fold, which makes it, for us, the best value foldable on the market. It's also worth noting that the Oppo Find N5 is the phone we expected the Oneplus Open 2 to be, but we haven't included that device on this list because it's not currently available in Western markets. Still, if you want to learn more about the Find N5, you can check out our review on TechRadar.com. Moving on to flip foldables, and your two best options right now are the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7 and the Motorola Razr Ultra 2025. We've actually already compared these devices in a separate video, so we won't spend too long on them here, but this is essentially a battle of great design and smarter software against more powerful hardware and better cameras. Specifically, the Motorola has a more powerful chipset, more RAM, more megapixels in some of its cameras, a bigger, faster charging battery, and brighter, high-resolution screens than the Samsung. However, the Razr costs more in certain regions, and the Z Flip 7 is thinner, lighter, and arguably nicer looking than Motorola's latest flip phone. The Galaxy also has deeper customization options and more powerful features like DeX, which lets you use the phone as a desktop PC. That said, these customization options can be tricky to find, and Motorola's software is arguably more intuitive and closer to Google's simpler take on Android. In any case, we awarded both the Z Flip 7 and the Motorola Razr Ultra a 4.5-star rating in our reviews, so we don't think you'll be let down by either model. Versus book-style foldables, flip phones are more portable and less expensive, but you do lose out on those huge main displays and flagship-level camera systems. So there you have it, our roundup of the best foldable phones money can buy. Let us know your favorite device in the comments, and for the latest deals on every phone we've mentioned, check out the description below.